What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my full card breakdown and prediction video for UFC Vegas 107. We have Rayanne dos Santos going against Ardelean. It's not the main event. We have Erin Blanchfield going against Maycee Barber. Yes. We're back, guys. Week off. We're back, right back into the Apex here for an 11-fight card. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to this card. Next week, I have a stacked pay-per-view. So yeah, looking forward to breaking it all down. Before we do so, if you guys could do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment. All three of those things go a very long way and are very much appreciated. If you want to go the extra mile, support me more. Get some more content. Check out dfsbythenumbers.com. I'm doing a lot on there. Going to be adding a lot more on there as well. My wife, she got a new job much closer to home with a new schedule. So that means I'm going to be able to do a lot more. I'm not going to have to wake up as early. I'm not going to have to watch the baby as much in the morning. I hate the morning. The mornings are terrible. I'm not a morning person. But with me getting some extra time, I'm going to be doing some new things. I'm going to be doing some more short-form content. I spent the week off learning how to edit short-form content, so I'm going to be doing a lot more of that on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. And then I'm also thinking I'm going to be doing like a live fight companion on fight days. Let me know if you guys like that idea. Maybe like a fight companion, do some live betting, something like that. So with my wife getting a new schedule, I'll have just a lot more time, a lot more ability to do some new things. So might be doing that in the very near future. But yeah, looking forward to UFC Vegas 107. I say we get into it. Oh my god. Let's get into it. First fight of the night. God. Rayanne dos Santos going against Ardelean, and we have dos Santos as a minus 285 favorite, and Ardelean is plus 245. And the thing here with this one is I think that dos Santos has all the tools, the tools to go out there and look minus 300. The problem with dos Santos, I don't think she's that smart. And, if you're going out there against Puja Tamar, who has the worst ground game in UFC history by a mile. I mean, if you're getting submitted by Shauna Bannon, something's seriously wrong. And Rayanne dos Santos decided, hey, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to strike with Puja Tamar for 15 minutes. I'm not going to use my black belt, and I'm going to lose the decision to Puja Tamar. It's like, what are you doing, Rayanne dos Santos? What are you doing? And here she has Ardelean, where I have a very strong suspicion, if she gets the fight to the ground, she's going to have a significant advantage. But my worry, especially when we're talking about laying minus 300, my worry is that dos Santos strikes with Ardelean for 15 minutes, and if she does that, it's a split decision. It's going to go 15 minutes. It's going to go into the hands of the crooked, corrupt judges, and they're going to get it wrong. So I'm picking dos Santos. I have to pick dos Santos. I just think she's a lot better. I think she has a clear path with the grappling, but will she use that clear path? Probably not, because she's an idiot. Give me Rayanne dos Santos to win by decision. Next, we have Bolaji going against Marquel Mederos. We got Bolaji minus 180. Marquel Mederos is a plus 155 underdog. And yeah, I like Oki here. Oki's a very good fighter. I like the volume. In that Chris Duncan fight, I went back and watched that Duncan fight, and he was looking really good. He was piecing up Duncan, to be honest, looked career best, and then all of a sudden, he went in for a takedown, and he got his neck snatched up by Chris Duncan, who, as we know now, apparently Chris Duncan has a very nasty guillotine, and he got caught in the guillotine. But yeah, up until then, he was looking incredible. I think he outlanded Duncan 28-10 in those first 3.5 minutes. So yeah, I like the volume of Oki, the power of Oki especially, very clean striking. And then we see that he could mix in the occasional takedown as well. He's going against Marquel Mederos, who I'm not sure about this guy, to be honest. He trained at Factory X for the longest time, moved out to the MMA lab, and his last couple performances, it's like he went life and death with Landon Quinones. That fight was very close. I know it was a unanimous decision, but that was a very close back and forth fight. And if you're fighting Landon Quinones, that really shouldn't be the case. And then he went out there and had a very, very close fight with Austin Hubbard, and Austin Hubbard was probably like a moment away from winning that fight. If Mederos didn't land, I think it was like an elbow or and cut open Austin Hubbard there. Austin Hubbard could have won that fight. It was a very, very close fight, and Austin Hubbard is not like all that. So Yeah, Mederos I think is like okay, but I just really struggle to kind of see where his ceiling's at in the UFC. Whereas with Oki, I think Oki's pretty good, and I think he does have not like a crazy high ceiling, but I think he's going to win a lot of fights in the UFC for sure. So, yeah, I like Oki here. I think he probably goes out there and lands more strikes and mixes in the takedown. If Austin Hubbard's taking you down and controlling you for half the fight, I think Oki can absolutely take you down and control you a little bit as well. So I'm gonna take Bolaji Oki to win this fight. And I'm going to take Bolaji Oki to win this fight by decision. Up next, oh my God, we got Jordan Leavitt going against Kurt Holobaugh. We got Jordan Leavitt, 29 years old. Kurt Holobaugh, 38 years old. So Jordan Leavitt's going to be much younger here by, 9 years? But Leavitt's also been off for a pretty long time. Like, what's Leavitt been doing? The last fight that Jordan Leavitt had was all the way back in 2023, November of 2023 against Chase Hooper. So it's been a very long time since we've seen Leavitt, and now he's coming in here as a pretty big favorite, minus 190 against Kurt Holobaugh, who's plus 165. And I like Kurt Holobaugh. I want to pick him, but I can't pick him, and the reason being is Kurt Holobaugh has a huge gaping hole in his game, and it's huge, it's gaping, it's one of the biggest holes you'll ever see, and it's that takedown defense. Like, I'm going back and watching some of these Holobaugh fights, and on paper it says he has a 39% takedown defense, but it's like, a gust of wind is taking this guy down. It looks like anytime somebody tries to take him down, he just falls over. Like, it's very bad. And Jordan Leavitt, not the best wrestler, but I mean, against Kurt Holobaugh, I guess you really don't need to be. So, yeah, I like Kurt Holobaugh. He's one of these guys who's just a tough dude, an absolute dog. But if you can't stuff a takedown, it's hard to pick you to win a fight. I mean, Hernandez is taking you down. That Trey Ogden fight was just embarrassing, quite frankly. Like, Ogden controlled him for damn near 15 minutes of that fight. So, yeah, I think, with Kurt Holobaugh having this huge gaping hole in his game, I think Jordan Leavitt's probably going to go in there, penetrate that hole, that gaping hole, and I think he's probably going to take him down and take him down quite easily. So I like Jordan Leavitt to win the fight. And Leavitt's good. I mean, Leavitt's decent. He's a good grappler. He's good, whether he's on top, whether he's on bottom. Very versatile, and the striking's come a long way with Jordan Leavitt as well. But yeah, I think he's going to get the fight down to the ground and probably win a decision here against Kurt Holobaugh. So give me a Jordan Leavitt by decision. Up next, we have Allan Nascimento going against Jafel Filho. We got Nascimento, who is a minus 160 favorite, and Jafel Filho plus 140 here. And speaking of layoffs, it's been a very long time since Nascimento's been out. The last time we saw him was back in January of 2023. So about, 2.5 years off for Allan Nascimento? Like, what's this guy been doing, dude? What have you been doing, Allan Nascimento? Like, is it an injury? I don't know, but it's not good. But this is a fight that I think is going to be a fun fight. I think this is probably a very underrated fight. Like, if you're a fan of, like, grappling and like crazy scrambles, submission attempts, you're going to be a big fan of this fight because that's what it's going to be. This fight's going to be a fight that plays out on the ground, and I just think Allan Nascimento's the better grappler. This guy's never been submitted. Jafel Filho's been submitted twice. We've seen Jafel Filho put into a bunch of bad positions, and Nascimento, this guy's legit on the ground. The only problem with Nascimento is he never fights ever. But when he does fight, he's good. And when he is losing fights, he is losing to very good competition. So, yeah, I think this fight's going to play out on the ground. And I think eventually Nascimento is going to catch Filho in something, probably later in the fight when Filho starts to slow down a little bit. But I like Allan Nascimento, and I think he does find a sub. I'll say third round submission for Allan Nascimento in this one. Up next, we have Zach Reese going against Dusko Todorovic. We got Zach Reese, who is a minus 230 favorite. Dusko Todorovic is a plus 200 underdog. And I just want to caution everybody just to be careful. I mean, Zach Reese is not a guy you want to be laying a minus number on. Just a minus number, let alone minus 230. And I know everybody wants to fade Dusko, including me. I've made a ton of money fading this dude Dusko. I've always trashed his terrible striking defense that has not been fixed and never will. This guy has the worst striking defense you'll ever see in your entire life. Hands down to his sides, chin all the way up in the air. I mean, Dusko's begging to be knocked out. I wonder if Dusko has like some sick fetish, like some just sick fetish of just getting knocked out by other men in the cage, because that's what it looks like it's happened. Like he's begging to be knocked out in there. But It's like Zach Reese. I think Zach Reese is fragile as well. I mean, Zach Reese has been finished in all of his losses. And I also think that Zach Reese has awful takedown defense. I mean, Zach Reese, 33% takedown defense. It's not just in the UFC. It's not just on the Contender Series. You go watch all of Zach Reese fights. Anytime somebody tries to take him down, it could be the biggest bum ever, Zach Reese is going down to the ground, and that worries me here for him because the one thing that Dusko's good at, other than getting knocked out by other men, is Dusko Todorovic has very good ground and pound. We saw him TKO the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright. We saw him TKO Maki Pitolo. We saw him TKO Daquan Townsend. When he's at his best, he's getting on top and he's pounding your head in, and that can happen here. I think somebody's going to get served. I think both these guys are very fragile. They have 7 combined losses. I think like all 7 of those are inside the distance. You know, both guys I think are very finishable. So I think an under is probably the best look, but I don't know. I think I might take Dusko here as a big dog. I mean, the path is there. Get the fight down to the ground, and it's like, yes, Dusko's very chinny. Yes, Dusko has ass striking defense, but who's knocking him out? Mansour Abdul Malik, that guy hits hard. Punahele Soriano, that guy gets hard. And Chidi Njokuani, that guy hits very hard. So those are the 3 guys that have knocked him out. So I don't think like Zach Reese is some lock here at all. So yeah, I don't get this line. I'll take Dusko to get the fight down to the ground, get on top of Zach Reese and pound him out. A little bit of a pounding. I think somebody's getting pounded though. First and foremost, I think somebody's getting pounded. But I'll take Dusko Todorovic to pound Zach Reese on the mat. Second round TKO. Up next, we got Ketlen Vieira going against Maycee Chiasson. We got Ketlen Vieira, 33 years old. Chiasson as well, 33 years old. Minus 110 pick him as well. So curious to see where this line is going to go. Looks like some money today has came in on Macy a little bit. And by the way, look at Macy there. It looks really good. It's a really good picture, really good headshot of Maycee Chiasson. And with a headshot like that, I feel like I should be singing the whoa, whoa, whoa. The whoa, whoa. But yeah, I mean, it's a pick 'em fight. You know, it's probably going to go 15 minutes. It's probably going to go into the hands of the crooked, blind, corrupt, just terrible, awful, god-awful judges, and we'll see what they think. In terms of a pick, I guess I'm picking Vieira just based on the fact that her takedown defense is elite. Her takedown defense is some of the best takedown defense in the division. Probably the best take. I mean, it's 88%. It was 90+%. Then she fought Kayla Harrison, but even like Kayla Harrison, who would destroy Macy, Kayla Harrison went 2 for 8 on take. So even like Kayla, you know, it wasn't easy for Kayla to take down Ketlen Vieira. So I think that as long as Vieira keeps his fight standing, I think she's probably the better striker. But I mean, this fight's so close. I mean, who knows what's going to happen here? I'll take Vieira. I even think Vieira might be able to get on top. Like, remember back in the day, we saw like Lena Landsberg get on top of Chiasson. Like, Chiasson can definitely be taken down, whereas Ketlen Vieira, you know, her takedown defense is elite. Yeah, we saw 40-year-old Marion Renault take down Macy a couple times to get on top. You know, Lena Landsberg, you know. So, yeah. Penny Kanzad took down Macy as well. So, yeah, I'll take Vieira. Little to no confidence. And to be honest, I mean, I could care less what happens here in this one. Moving on to the next fight. Oh, boy. We got Andreas Gustafsson going against Officer Trevin Giles. We got Gustafsson as a minus 160 favorite. Officer Trevin Giles sitting as a plus 130 underdog. And yeah, the line kind of surprised me because, you know, I thought a lot of more people would want to kind of fade Officer Trevin Giles because we won't get many more opportunities to do so. I was actually surprised to see that he is still on the roster because he is going through some tough times in the UFC. I mean, he's on a 3-fight skid. In the fights that he is winning, it's like they're very close. Like that Preston Parsons fight, I'm not sure he beat Preston Parsons that night. Taking Luis Cosi to a decision, that's pretty much a loss in my book. If you're not finishing Luis Cosi, who I think retired, That's basically a loss, right? So, yeah, not a great skid for Officer Trevin Giles here. Andreas Gustafsson, he was supposed to fight Jeremiah Wells. That fight would have been absolutely insane. And Officer Trevin Giles is taking this fight on short notice, which I don't like. And the thing about Gustafsson is this guy, he fights like a man possessed. This is a guy that, I think that there's two fighters that are actually possessed in the UFC. One is Gene Silva, and the other one I think is Gustafsson. Like, this guy he's one of those guys that just loves to fight. I was watching his Contender Series fight, and they were talking about how Andreas says that he's like fighting with his ancestors in there, and he's going out there like a Viking. And this dude loves to be in there, man. And you could see he's a dog. He has great cardio. He's gonna push you against the cage. He's gonna try to elbow your head in, land big shots in close. And yeah, it's hard for me to pick Officer Trevin Giles really against anybody at this point because he has all these skills. He has a great jab. He has a black belt in BJJ, good wrestling offensively and defensively. He's a really good striker. But the thing with Trevin Giles is there's two things. He just doesn't fight to his best abilities, doesn't fight to those strengths. He doesn't show any urgency in there whatsoever. I mean, that Mike Malott fight was just a pathetic performance where he just did nothing for 15 minutes, went out there and just William Knighted it for 15 minutes, and on top of that, he gets knocked out a lot. He gets knocked out a lot. The durability is very bad. So I like Gustafsson. Very curious to see where this line goes, because like I said, I just expected Gustafsson to be a lot bigger of a favorite with how low people are, and quite frankly should be on Officer Trevin Giles. So I think Giles is probably going to need some backup on Saturday night, and I think we might even see an Officer down in the second round here after Gustafsson lands a big elbow in the clinch. So I'll go Gustafsson. Give me Gustafsson to win by second round knockout. All right, next fight up, we have Dustin Jacoby going against Bruno Lopes. We got Dustin Jacoby, who is a minus 185 favorite. Bruno Lopes, who is sitting as a plus 160 underdog. And this is a weird one here because, I think that, Lopes has some paths here. Like, Lopes is a black belt. And you go watch his fights outside of the Contender Series and outside of his, he did grab a little bit in the Godzilla fight, but he does a really good job of getting his opponents down to the ground and finding submissions, and even on the feet he does have some good things he does, landing some big shots and getting some knockouts. He's a dangerous guy, wherever the fight goes. And for this fight, I wouldn't really want him to go out there and strike with Dustin Jacoby. I think that'd kind of be not the best decision in the world. You kind of want to see him go out there and grapple Dustin. But my worry here is, this is a guy in Lopes who sometimes will go out there and just stand and swing dicks a little bit like he did in the Contender Series. Like, on the Contender Series, he was a massive, massive favorite. I want to say he was like minus 800 against Brenton Ribeiro. And the reason he was such a big favorite is, you watch fights on Ribeiro, and Ribeiro's getting taken down by a gust of wind and, getting stuck on his back. And, most people, including me, thought, hey, Bruno Lopes probably should use that BJJ black belt, take him down to the ground and beat this dude up. But what did Bruno Lopes do? He went out there and swung dicks with Ribeiro. And it's like, this guy Lopes is reckless on the feet. He comes forward. He's very hittable, very reckless, leaves a lot of openings. And if you do that against a high-level striker in Jacoby, you're getting knocked out. You're getting knocked out. So I think that's kind of how I see it playing out. I think Lopes, like I said, he has some paths. Will he use those paths? I don't necessarily trust him to do so. And even if he does, it's like Dustin Jacoby does have a very good get-up game. Like, he's very hard to hold down. Nobody's really ever been able to hold down Dustin Jacoby, so I think this fight is going to play out a lot on the feet, and I think Lopes could land a big shot. Like Dustin Jacoby, I think his chin is a little bit sketchy at this point, but I just think Jacoby's the much better striker here, and with Lopes leaving all these openings, I just see Lopes getting clipped, caught, and knocked out. So I'll go Dustin Jacoby here, and I think it's early. I think Dustin Jacoby gets a first-round knockout. He has a lot of first-round knockouts in the UFC. He knocked out Kennedy and Nzechukwu. That was a great win. Knocked out Dawoon Jung in the first round. Knocked out Darren Stewart in the first round. Justin Ledet in the first round. So lots of first-round KOs for Jacoby. I think he might add another one to his list if Lopes goes in there and fights like an idiot. So I'll go Jacoby. Jacoby by first-round knockout. Up next, we have Billy Ray Goff going against Ramiz Brahimaj. We got Billy Ray Goff, 26 years old, Brahimaj 32. So Goff is going to be about 6 years younger, same height there. Goff minus 340. Minus 340. Is that the biggest favorite? I think it might be the biggest favorite on the card here. Not a ton of big favorites this card. And Brahimaj is plus 265. So this is a weird one because Billy Ray Goff was supposed to fight this dude named Ko, and then Ramiz Brahimaj was supposed to fight Oban Elliott, and actually taped both those fights last week. And I was picking Elliott, who was a big favorite, and then I was picking Billy Ray Goff, who was about minus 140 against Ko. And they put this fight together, and I was really hoping that we might get a good line on Billy Goff. Maybe catch the book sleeping a little bit, right? But that's not the case. He's a big favorite, and probably too big of a favorite. Like Billy Ray Goff, I love the style, but he kind of just goes in there and just kind of fights, man. I mean, he just comes forward, no regard for his own safety. I've seen this dude drop like 50 times, but he's super tough, super hard to put away. You got to kill this guy to get him out of there. Just a ton of heart, and I love that. But skill for skill, like I don't know if he's like minus 340 here, but Ramiz Brahimaj, he's basically first round sub or bust in all of his fights. 11 wins, 10 first round submission wins. The only time he did not get a first round submission win was in his last fight against Mickey Gall when he knocked out Gall in the first round. I don't think he's knocking out Billy Ray Goff, and I don't think he's submitting Billy Ray Goff in the first round either. And we see after the first 5 minutes, Ramiz Brahimaj just has nothing left. He slows down massively, cardio falls off a cliff, and you can't slow down against a guy like Billy Ray Goff who's just going to be nonstop until he finishes you, basically. So I like Billy Ray Goff here. It is a wide line, but I think he does break Ramiz Brahimaj. He might even rip his ear off again. Remember when Max Griffin ripped off his ear? We might see something like that. I mean, Billy Ray Goff's nasty. So give me Billy Ray Goff. I'll say he wins this fight by second round knockout. Up next, we have the co-main event. If you guys have not done so already, be sure to smash that like button. Do appreciate you guys. We got Mateusz Gamrot, Ludwig Klein. Gamrot, minus 160. Klein, plus 140. And it's an interesting fight here because it's a step up for Ludwig Klein. It's a massive step up, man. I mean, some of the dudes that Klein's been fighting, man, these last couple of fights, like Roosevelt Roberts, Thiago Moises, and then AJ Cunningham. Oh my God. So going from those guys to Mateusz Gamrot, that's a massive step up. And on the flip side, you have Gamrot, who's fighting Dan Hooker, Rafael dos Anjos, Rafael Fiziev, Jalen Turner, Benil Dariush, Arman Sarukian, Diego Ferreira. He's fighting the best. Ever since he got into the UFC, he's been fighting some of the best guys in the division, right? So it's a big step down for Mateusz Gamrot, and this is how I think the fight's going to play out. I think it's going to be a frustrating fight for Klein here. Klein, I like Klein. I like the style. I like the striking. Love the head kick. But we all know what's going to happen. I mean, Gamrot's going to go in there, and he's going to wrestle for 15 minutes. He's going to hump his leg for 15 minutes. He's not going to give him any room to breathe. He's not going to give him many opportunities to land that head kick, and Gamrot's going to be on him for the entire fight. Gamrot, he's not going to slow down. We're in the small cage, which is going to help Gamrot. So I just see Gamrot just taking him down for 15 minutes. I mean, to be honest, I kind of think this line honestly could be wider, like with how big of a step down this is for Gamrot. And I get he's been getting hurt in his last couple fights, but he's getting hurt by some of the most dangerous guys, some of the best guys in the division. So I got to go Gamrot. I'm going to take Gamrot by decision. The only thing that scares me about Gamrot here is we're supposed to be, like who knows at this point, we're supposed to be in a damage over control era of fighting. And we kind of saw that a little bit, but I mean, these judges are just so inconsistent. Like we could see a scenario where Gamrot does win 4 minutes, just holding Klein against the cage, taking him down, getting on top, but Klein lands a couple big shots and maybe they give it to Klein. I don't know. Who knows what the hell these terrible judges are looking at. So that's the only thing, because if Gamrot's winning, it's going to be probably a decision. It's going to go to the scorecards. It's going to go to these judges, and we could see some interesting scorecards, but I'll take Gamrot. I think Gamrot probably wins and wins by decision in this one. All right, main event time. Like I mentioned earlier, I might start doing like a live fight night companion. If you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments. I think it'd be kind of cool to do some like live betting, stuff like that. Now that I have some more free time coming up, so yeah, be on the lookout. I might start doing that in the very near future. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea or maybe it's a trash idea. I don't know. But got the main event: Erin Blanchfield, Maycee Barber. Blanchfield minus 220, Maycee Barber plus 190. I'm picking Blanchfield here. You know, it's a wide line, but it is what it is. You know, Blanchfield, I've always been high on her since she ever got into even before the UFC. I've always been high on Blanchfield. Still very young, only 26 years old, as is Barber. But you know, Blanchfield, I just think she has this one here. Macy, she's decent, but she can't be taken down. 50% takedown defense for Barber, it's going to be a problem. You know, she was taken down by, you know, fighters like Roxanne Modafferi, you know, fighters like Maverick took her down, De La Rosa took her down, Andrea Lee took her down, she took her down, even Ketlen Chukagian took her down. Like, everybody's taking down Barber, and that's kind of going to be the problem here. We saw Blanchfield kind of look human for the first time in her career against Manon Fiorot, but Fiorot has very good elite takedown defense, just very hard to track down. That fight was in the big cage. This fight is in the smaller cage, I think that it does help Blanchfield. So I just don't think that Blanchfield's going to go out there and really struggle to take down Barber here. And you know, once Blanchfield gets on top, that's the round or it's the fight. So what Barber needs to do to win this fight is just keep the fight standing for, you know, at least 3 of the 5 rounds, but I feel like Blanchfield's able to get takedowns here, just no problem. I mean, if Ketlen Chukagian's taking you down, if Andrea Lee's taking you down, oh my God, Jessica Eye. If Jessica Eye's taking you down, you know, we might have some problems here against Blanchfield. So I'll go Blanchfield. I think Blanchfield probably wins by decision. You know, Barber's tough. Both these girls are tough, but I'll take Blanchfield. I'll take Blanchfield to win this fight and win it. Oh. Almost hit oh my God, what's going on? Blanchfield by decision. There you guys have it. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys could do me a huge favor, like on your way out, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, let me know what you guys are liking on this card here coming up this Saturday. And if you guys want to check out more of my content, check out dfsbythenumbers.com. Had a very good, solid card for UFC Vegas 106, up about +3 units. Looking to kind of do the same thing here in terms of just keeping it light. You know, it's a sketchy card, a lot of sketchy favorites, a lot of sketchy spots. But hopefully come away with a win and then attack UFC 316 next week there. So, yeah, or is it 317? Who knows? I think it's 317. But anyway, best of luck, everybody, for UFC Vegas 107. We will talk to you guys soon, and see you later.